Welcome back, everybody, to the Los Angeles Rams franchise rebuild on Madden NFL 24. We enter this episode coming off our single most dominant game of the entire franchise, maybe in the entire team's history. 46-3 against an undefeated division rival, and it really should have been 46-0 because their field goal they only got because we had fouled their kicker on their previous field goal attempt on that same drive, which was a miss. And we hit him like 3 seconds after he had made the kick anyways. So it was a huge game. Wagner played very, very well. 2 touchdowns, no INTs. We ran the ball extremely well thanks to Antonio Blackshear, who continues to prove that he is probably better than we think with his depth trait. We also found out that our rookie receiver, Deontay McCoon, had a monster game, and it might be because he is going to be at least a superstar depth player. He earned an ability slot after that game, after that big performance, and hoping for us to continue this thing moving forward. And we're going to keep Denard McCollum, our third receiver, in that third spot because he has caught a touchdown in every game where he has played there. So we're going to let him play in the slot as our number 3. And this defense was amazing in that game, by the way. 2 pick six to close the game in the fourth quarter when it was already out of reach for San Francisco. I mean, you can't really say enough about that win. That win was also part of a 4-game win streak that we are still rocking with since that Week 1 loss. We're 4-1. We're going into a game against the 2-3 Texans, but what I'm going to do in this one, we're going to sim most of it and jump in late if it's still close. This team does have our former running back, Matthew Williams, who is up to like a 90 or 92 overall or something. He's a great guy, great player, and he's here in Houston. Going to Matthew Williams quite a bit on this opening drive as they will start with the football. They are moving the ball up the field with Oscar Holloman and Matthew Williams in the backfields. The Texans all the way to our 6 and now down to the 1. Touchdown, Jerry Dugan's their backup. They missed the PAT though, and the Rams will have it. In the second quarter, we get a sack to make it 3rd and 9, but they keep the drive alive. The Rams went 3 and out on their first possession, and the Texans are about to lead by 2 touchdowns. This is not how you want to start this game. We have gone 3 and out twice now. And we still cannot get a stop against the Texans. But now we got to pick. George Vance returns it up to the 22 off of the former Browns quarterback, Lance Kovacs. And we put the ball in the end zone on the very next play. David Jackson for a 22-yard score. We're back in this game. The defense right now is not doing a good job keeping them from getting across midfield. On 4th and inches, the Texans run for it with Matthew Williams, and they don't get enough time for the field goal. So we start with it here in the second half. Got to put together a good drive. We only had 1 first down, and that was that 22-yard score, and we go 3 and out for the 3rd time. This is not what you want to see from your offense. Seems like every 3rd down, this Texans roster converts it. 3rd and 6, and of course there's a penalty on the defense to give them a first down all the way inside our 25. On 4th and 1, they will go for it, and they convert again. And the Texans have another touchdown. We got to see this offense put some points on the board here. This is simply one of our weakest offensive performances in several seasons. And Wagner's going to keep it. Why are we calling this on the first play? After we put up 40-plus points last week, we've got 7 in the second half against a 2-3 team that has not been playing good defense to start the season. Wagner's pass is complete to McCoon, who dropped one earlier, but Wagner's 3 for 5 for 34 yards. It is approaching the end of the 3rd quarter. That can't be possible. It shouldn't be possible. We give it to Blackshear, and he cuts it back inside. It looked dangerous for a moment. Gonna go back to the passing game. It's stumped for Blackshear up across the 40 to the 44. We need 2 yards. David Jackson planted for no gain. An unblocked defender was just waiting for him right in that hole. Now we've got 3rd and 2. We're showing a strong side run to the left. And that's going to be the call. And Blackshear's got enough. You pretty much can't settle for anything less than 3 on this drive, so... Or anything less than a touchdown, really. A field goal is not going to really change the game right now. It's just McCoon's second grab of the day. Probably our last play here in the quarter. Need 4 on 2nd down. And we got it to McCollum. And that will get us to the 4th quarter, trailing by 14 points, but in Houston territory. Seems like right now, Texans are just trying to bring us back down to earth after that blowout victory against San Francisco. But Blackshear spins off a defender and goes for 5. We got trips top of the screen. Another guy just got laid out, and Jackson hangs on in traffic. 1st down, LA. From the 16, Blackshear's got some blockers and a 1st down inside the 5. Really good run right there. Can we cap it off with a touchdown, though? Outside handoff, Blackshear tackled inside the 1. Up to 45 yards on 10 carries. Perry Kaysen checks in. We're showing a run to the right. It's a fullback dive instead, and we lose a yard. This Trout guy has been everywhere. You simply cannot fail to score here. You have to put this one in the end zone. We're going to throw it, and it's caught. David Jackson, his 2nd touchdown of the day. And it's a 1-score game. That drive took over 7 minutes off the clock, took 14 plays, but now it's our defense's turn. You cannot allow a single score in this 4th quarter if you want a chance to win. 8 to play. They go play fake. And out of reach with Drummond in coverage. And the pistol, they're going to do a delayed give to Williams, and we're there in the backfield. The former Ram is dropped for a loss of 2. This right here is your chance to get the ball back very quickly. Long way to go on 3rd down. Kovacs facing pressure, launches down the field and out of bounds. A 3-and-out forced by this defense, just what the doctor ordered. A chance to tie the game on this drive, and we've got our quarterback in the zone now. Blackshear outside, breaks a tackle from Trout, and gets to the 30-yard line. And right back to him. Decent blocking, and he fights for yardage to get the 1st down. Blackshear, man, even when he doesn't have that much strength, like 64 strength, which is pretty low, he still fights for yards, man. Gotta love that about him. From the 38, they bring pressure. Wagner can't get rid of it, and Pruitt pursues him to the ground. A loss of 12. That might be a drive-ending play. I really hope it's not, but he was unblocked, man. We just missed a block there. Or they just brought too much pressure, and we hand the ball off on 2nd and 22. That's just a sign that you just give up on the drive. I can't get behind that, and we've taken off over 2 minutes off the clock now. It's going to be 3 by the time this drive's over. Wagner backing up and going down again. We're going to ask our defense to get another stop, of course. The Texans start from their 43, man. You cannot hold on to the ball that long, especially twice on the same drive. Matthew Williams shoves Levy down to the ground to get 5 yards, while Clifton Church is shaken up for Houston. They're only about 15 yards from field goal range, so you got to get your stop on this set of downs right here. And we're lucky. Kovacs just missed a wide open receiver again. Down below, the Bears blank the Lions 21-zip. Kovacs, incomplete over the middle. The defense once again gets off the field. It was a bad punt, so we start from our 37-yard line. We got to put the ball in the end zone on this possession. Trainer turns upfield and gains 5. Houston brings 4 and up the seam. It's David Jackson to move the chains. We're pretty much on banking on this to go to overtime if we can put the ball in the end zone. We're up to the 40-yard line. Let's get one more play out before the warning here. Wagner back in the zone. Hopefully that will help us out. 2nd and 4. Blackshear tries to get patient, but kind of a poor block there from number 13. And now, is that Deontay McCoon or BJ Trainer? It's Trainer down for the count. Of course, man. Jesus. Injuries never come at a good time. 3rd and 2. It's 4-down territory the rest of this game for Los Angeles. They bring 5, and that was a close call, but McCoon breaks free inside the 15-yard line. What a big play for the rookie. Here we go, under 90 seconds left. 11 yards out. We're going to hand it off to Perry Kaysen. He gets up to the 5-yard line. On 2nd down, Wagner dumps it for Blackshear. He can't break the tackle from Trout. And we lose yardage. We got 2 plays to either get inside the 1 for a first and or in the end zone for a touchdown. We have all 3 timeouts. We haven't used them yet. And we hand it off. Blackshear just a yard short. We're still not calling timeout. From the 2 on 4th and 1. We're going to throw it. Wagner caught in the end zone. Touchdown. David Jackson's 3rd. And that was not easy. He had 2 defenders right with him in traffic. And we're about to force overtime unless we give up like a last-second touchdown or something. But what a grab in the end zone for our new number 1 receiver. He has really stepped up big time here in this game. And the PAT for Glenn Douglas is going to be iced by Houston. Oh boy, we're going for 2. We're going for the win. They iced us. We said, hey buddy, we're going for the dub. Wagner on the move, batted away. I can't believe we just tried that. We're going to lose. I can't believe we just did that. I'm at a loss for words. I thought it was going to head to overtime, but it's not. The Texans recover the onside kick. They're going to go for it on 4th and 1, and they're going to get it to end the game. 21-20, the Texans escape here on their home turf. And that will end our 4-game win streak. We did not lose this game because we went for 2. We lost it because we started the game with 2 or 3 straight 3-and-outs and allowed 2 touchdowns by Houston to open the game. When you start that slow, you're not going to win that game 9 times out of 10, and that happened here. 3 touchdowns for Wagner, all to David Jackson, but all these yards, all these touchdowns, all these completions pretty much came in the second half once we jumped in. 72 yards for Matthew Williams, 67 for Blackshear, and touchdowns for both backup running backs for Houston. We saw those 3 touchdowns for David Jackson. And Brandon Trout, I thought, was fantastic on defense. He really was great, especially in the run game. And despite George Vance's pick, we are unable to capitalize on the defense's performance in that second half. The tough loss to take, but George Vance gets a weekly award for his performance, while Ben Meeks wins it for the Packers, who put up 45 points on the Vikings last week. Very impressive game for them. And now we have the focus of this episode. A massive game hosting the 5-1 Colts. It's not going to be easy. They have the number 2 run game and the number 6 scoring offense. A really good rush defense, which will be a very interesting battle between them and Blackshear. We have a tandem breakout between Deontay McCoon and David Jackson for the second time this season. We're going to challenge Deontay McCoon just like last time. So if he goes for $150 this time, just like our last one, then he will get either XP or a dev upgrade, while David Jackson gets $2,500 for the breakouts. And we are still 1 week out from getting Zach McCoy back. That might have had a pretty good impact on the run game in this last game, but Dylan Howard played pretty well in his stead. Before this game against Indianapolis, we got a couple of upgrade points. It looks like it's just for a backup. So here we go at SoFi Stadium, hosting the Indianapolis Colts, who enter at 5-1. We enter 4-2, coming off that close loss against Houston. And do you guys know who this team has at tight end? It's another former Ram, Jeff Reinhardt, up to an 85 overall. They got Jonathan Brackett still at receiver. We've seen him play very well against us. They've also got John Bibbs as their running back. And they still have their number one quarterback, Anthony Richardson. Can we get back in the win column this week? Let's find out here at home. We're going to see the defense first as Week 7 is underway, and down below, the Seahawks win again over Brock Purdy, 24-21. So they, right now, with that win, hold first place in this division, unless the Niners are still playing pretty well. But you got three teams fighting for first place. It's us, them, and the Niners. The Colts come in with a strong record, one of the top AFC teams, and they're getting some really good play to start this season from Anthony Richardson. They'll start from their 22 on the ground, and they got 10 from Bibbs. This offense comes in with the 4th-ranked rushing offense. So Bibbs is having quite the season. That was almost picked off by Richards. That was very good coverage. And the pistol on second down. It's a give to Bibbs. He's tackled by Richards after a 6-yard pickup. And there you go. Down below, the Niners dropped to, I think, 4-2 with that loss, or 4-3 with that loss against the Titans. And they get the first down here. 11 yards from Richardson to Buckner. Just shy of the 50. Bibbs tackled from behind. Good one by Warren Terry. On second down, Richardson dumps it over the middle. Reinhardt hangs on at the 45. That's going to be 3rd and 3. They got to get to the 41 to keep this drive going. Can we keep them out of field goal range here? Richardson dumps it for Bibbs, just enough for a first down. Empty look on first down, and wide open! Up the numbers. It's a first down for Pettis. This defense does often give up early touchdowns and early scores, but usually they improve as the game goes on. Trying to force a field goal here as Reinhardt goes for 3. Give it to Bibbs. He sheds one tackler, but does not get a whole lot. This right here is your best chance to force a field goal, and wide open! Really poor coverage from Frank Drummond, and that allowed Brackett to just have all day to make that grab. That was actually Presley in coverage that time, not Drummond. And the Colts are all the way to our 7-yard line, over half the quarter off the clock. Bibbs up the guts. Only gets 2. On the ground again. Bibbs slipping through tacklers. Really bad job by like 3 different players to make contact with the running back. And the Colts, on their opening drive all the way down the field for the touchdown. Not what you want to see. This is reminding me of that Houston start. If we go 3 and out, I am not going to be happy. 14 touchdowns, 4 picks so far in the year for Wagner. Looking for a clean game today. That's what it's going to take to beat The 5-1 Colts. We start from the 25. And we go play action. Wagner on the move. Has a receiver wide open. It's McCoon across midfield. That's a good start for him. 26 of the 150 that he needs to get the dev upgrade. That did not take long at all. Now we give it to Blackshear. He breaks a tackle and gets the first down. We hand it off again. Blackshear somehow just carries a huge offensive lineman for like 6 or 7. Imagine if we can get this guy the ball like 20 times a game versus 15. He will have quite the year if we can get him that much production. On the 30-yard line. Wagner, wide open is McCoon. 10 yards. McCoon close rights. Wagner dumps it for Blackshear instead. 4 yards. Same setup as that last play. Wagner dumps it for Blackshear. He's got enough for the first. First and goal at the 10. The same set as the last 2 plays. And now Perry Kaysen's going out wide. Empty look for Wagner. That was a dangerous throw. But McCullum makes the grab. A perfect start for Wagner. Averaging 10 yards per throw. 5 for 5 so far. We give it to Perry Kaysen. He cuts it back inside and gets leveled at the 1. We cannot settle for a field goal here, man. We have driven all the way down the fields. We're going to have to wait, though, until the second quarter, I think. Because the first quarter is not over. Kaysen, why not cut it back inside? Please go for this touchdown. Please. That's just a bad run. I'm not happy about that. And to open the quarter, we're going to settle for 3 instead. Are you serious, man? After that drive, we end up settling at the 2-yard line. Really? That's going to come back to bite us in the ass, I can tell. The Colts get it back for their second drive. Got to get a stop here. Bibbs tackled after a 5-yard gain. And down below, the Cowboys have moved to 6-1 on the year to lead the NFC. Richardson trying to take off. How is he going to get this first down? Where are my defenders? How did he escape that pocket? 43 yards on the ground. The defense is not playing very well right now. And coming in, we are only the 14th ranked defense in terms of points per game. They have not had as good of a start as we would have liked. And we're seeing it right here. This time we're going to get to him. Loss of 3. Quincy Basnight the sack. Show blitz, it backs off, and Reinhardt gets the dump off and outruns Drummond. How do they get over half their yardage back, man? The defense has got to start playing better in pass coverage because right now, I mean, really, they're doing well on the ground and through the air, so we could use some help in both areas. They need 5 yards on third down. What is that? Why do we have Quincy Basnight guarding a tight end? I will never be okay with that. We are in danger of allowing 2 straight touchdown drives to open the game, but Richardson runs right into Carl Graham for a sack. It's only a short loss of yardage. Empty look on second. Richardson dumps it over the middle for Pettis. 9 for 10 through the air. That was actually not Pettis, that was Buckner. But you cannot allow some guy to start 9 for 10, especially when he can move the ball with his legs too. You got to get stopped somewhere. Cross body throw, broken up. Trying to go for Jeff Reinhardt, but George Vance with great end zone coverage. The Colts match our score, and now we have to go the distance once again, but that is exactly why you go for it on those 4th and shorts early in the ball game, especially if you're already losing. Blackshear gains 10 on the first play. From the 31, right back to the ground. Blackshear getting plenty of touches early in this game. Now we're going to throw it. Wagner slings it, and Trainer somehow hangs on to it. That is not an easy catch. Wagner already in the zone with under half of the second quarter to play. He dumps it, and Blackshear only gets a single yard. But Wagner is still perfect. Got to keep it going here. Please do not hand the ball off on 2nd and 9 unless it actually works. Then I'll be okay with it. We're going to pitch it out. And we're going to lose yardage. Or get nothing out of it. Why run the ball on 2nd and long? I don't get it. That just makes 3rd downs a lot more difficult. We need 9 yards. Wagner doesn't have it. It's batted away. He wanted McCollum over the middle. And we're going to stall in no man's land. This is like my nightmare. This kind of a game. We've had a great start by our quarterback, but only 3 points to show for it. That is incredibly frustrating. Basnight Richards got turned around. Somebody tackle this guy. Good Lord. He's got 49 yards and 8 attempts. What happened to this rush defense? And the pass defense, too. Both have been bad. I get we're playing a good offense, but we're not showing up to play right now. They're going to stick with the ground. Bibbs ran right into Badsley. He just lets him walk by him. And the pistol, a quick throw to Reinhardt. Richards is there to wrap him up. How was that a 4-yard gain? That was like a 2-yard pickup. And why are we only showing a 3-man rush? We better bring 4 at least. And we're not going to. But pressure is coming, and Richardson has to dump it off. A good tackle by Ruiz. The defense will force a punt here. Out of the warning, a fantastic punt pins us at the 15. We have plenty of time, all 3 timeouts, to get on the board again to close the half. It has flown by, to be honest with you. Trainer lost it! It's recovered by the Colts! No! Please tell me he was down by contact. No, please. I think that ball's out. And the same guy that jarred it loose recovered it. Are you kidding me? Simpson with the turnover. Yep, this is the nightmare game. This is the nightmare performance. Good God. They take over at our 23. Richardson for the end zone, overthrew Reinhardt. Through the air again. Reinhardt once again the targets. He gains 4. Would not be surprised if they convert this 3rd and 6. They've converted most of their 3rd downs so far. Richardson trying to take off, but Finch is there on the outside. We're going to force a field goal, but all of these mistakes are going to lead us to a 10-point deficit approaching halftime. We could be tied or winning this game easily right now. Instead, we're down by 2 scores. Just when you thought this team was putting a nice run together and we're about to lose 2 straight games if this keeps up. McCoon with the big grab across the 40-yard line. 10 for 11 through the air for Wagner. We better get at least 1 more field goal on the board here. We're going to dump it off for Blackshear. Get out of bounds. He doesn't. We have to burn our 2nd timeout. I mean, we're doing everything wrong right now. Every single thing we're doing wrong. Over the middle again to McCoon. Call timeout. Or to save for the field goal here. With like 4 seconds left. No, please don't do this. 14 seconds. Why are you calling it right now? What are we doing? We're going to take the field goal. Okay. Every time they do that, it just makes me scared for what's to come. The field goal is up and good. We're lucky it is a 1-score game, to be honest. But McCoon with a couple of big chunk plays. He is on track for 150, I think. That will take us to halftime in a 13-6 ball game. But we do start the second half with the football. We gotta play better offense here and finish these drives. That's been costing us so far. And that big turnover by Trainer obviously allowed them to score a field goal. We go to halftime. We saw a couple of scores there in the first half, including this one. The Seahawks taking it by 3 against the now 1-6 Commanders. Brock Purdy is not helping those guys out. And Stroud right now is leading Seattle to a very strong start to their Year 11 campaign. You got the Chargers on the road against the Giants, and both teams over 500, but the Giants moved to 5-2. That is not good for our NFC standing right now. But Tony Connor only 4 incompletions in that game and 2 touchdowns. And then lastly, Tennessee takes down the 49ers. They dropped to 4-2 thanks to 2 Roberts picks. The Titans are trying to bounce back to 500. I have been pretty critical so far after that first half, but hopefully here in the second half I won't have to be as critical. We start from the 25. Our quarterback is still in the zone. We start outside. Trainer with 1 yard. Why is that even a route? We've only ran 20 plays so far. Halfback wheel, Blackshear for a first down. On the 36, we hand it off to Perry Kaysen. He breaks a tackle, but only gets a singular yard. I'm not happy with his ball carrier vision. He's just not showing me that he can slip through tacklers and find the open holes because there was a hole there. He just didn't attack it. 2nd and 9. Wagner delivers a strike to McCollum. Up to the Colts 42. And he's showing blitz. They sag it off. We hand it off. And Blackshear runs for 4. 5 yards per carry so far in this one. I want to get him more involved if he's going to run this well. That's a first down. McCoon breaks another tackle. He has been doing that a lot as of late. He's having a huge game right now. Over 100 yards on 5 grabs. He is 49 away from the breakouts. Would love if he could reach it. Wagner for Jackson. Gain of 8. That was his first reception of the game, by the way. We hand it off. Kaysen's got room on the outside. Showing off the speed there. We got 1st and goal. 5 yards out. Come on, offense. Punch this one in. Perry Kaysen gets in the end zone. That's more like it. We're going to tie things up on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Back to our defense we go. We have now passed the Colts in yardage. Can we pass them in points here soon? Need to stop on this drive to do so. Richardson has good protection. He's taken off, and he outruns Carl Graham. A yard short of the first down. He's only ran the ball twice, but quarterbacks that can run, especially a guy like him that can take off late in a play, those are the most dangerous players. RPO, he keeps it. Dodson, the last line of defense, makes the tackle. We got to start tracking him down early before he gets across the scrimmage line. Because right now it's costing us first downs. They're already up towards midfield. Richardson taken off again. Where are my defenders? He has daylight upon daylight. 93 rushing yards, man. What the hell am I watching? Just not the defense that I am used to from the Rams. They go outside. Short 3-yard pickup on the screen. There are 2 players top of the screen with no assignments. Where is my secondary? Richardson takes off again. Spun around for a 0-yard sack from Warren Terry. I mean, all these sacks are 3 yards or less. We force a field goal attempt. Richardson, wide open, touchdown! David Jordan, his first grab of the game. And he's wide open for a touchdown, man. What is our defense doing right now? They're not playing at a high level. Not at all. Ruiz in coverage, and he just got burned. And George Vance played way too far up. It's starting to feel like that. It's one of those games where we are asking the offense to really do all the work here because the defense right now is not really giving us much of a chance. And with a play call like that, I mean, come on, man. I cannot stand these outside zone handoffs. They never work. Loss of 4 on a run. That shouldn't be possible with the guy that we have in the backfield. It just shouldn't. With this offensive line, too. Now we're going to pitch it out on second down. What have I been saying about these second and long runs? This is barbaric. We're about to go 3 and out, and we're going to give the Colts the ball. Again, leading by 7. I am sick to my stomach. Screen pass, and no blockers for Blackshear. Never had a chance. What a horrible drive. Horrible sequence for the Rams. And he takes over at their 35. If we allow a score here, this game's over. There's a late flag. That's got to be a hold. And that is the call. So back to their 25 they go. On 1st and 20, they get the first down. They just got 33 yards on that play. The secondary is nowhere to be seen. I don't want to see this defense play zone coverage ever again. Bibbs breaks a tackle and is going to gain 4. We have done a poor job of tackling, a poor job in coverage, a poor job on the ground game. We're doing nothing right on this side of the football. They're already back inside our 40, and then that should have been caught straight out. That was just a drop by Brackets. We're going to the 4th, down by 7, and the Colts are driving. 3rd and 6 to open the 4th. They go to a screen, and Bibbs is tackled short. He spun away from Drummond to give himself a chance. And they're going to take a field goal on 4th and 1. From about, I want to say 46, 47. And it's good. We're down by 10 again. Great job, guys. Clap it up for this defense. Not showing up to play in this one. Oh my God. We fumble on the kickoff return, and the Colts take over. It just can't get any worse. Are you kidding me? They're starting inside our 30. I'm going to be sick. Richardson is all day. Bibbs up to the 24. He's broken like 80 tackles in this game. Can you tell that I'm ticked off? Rams bring 5, and Reinhardt is just dicing us up. He's had up to, what, 8 grabs, 7 grabs? He's got 1 touchdown, I think. 44 yards. I mean, what have we done right in this game at all? Tell me. Not a single thing. Pick that off, Richards! Don't just bat it down. That's a pick 6 ball. Dude, what is going on? That's got to be a house call. 2nd and 10. It's dumped off, and they get 6 out of it. This is just ridiculous. If they score here, I'm simming to the end. I don't even care what the hell happens. They need to get to the 5 for a first down. Richardson taken down. We've sacked him like 4 times, and it hasn't mattered whatsoever. 5 times. They haven't sacked us once, and it has made 0 difference in this game. We're going to hold them to another field goal. It's not over yet, but we just gave them those points. Unreal. We didn't fumble this time, but they have 6 free points off of Rams fumbles. That's a big difference. It could still be a 1-score game without those turnovers. And imagine still if we would have scored on that opening drive. All of those have come back to bite us in the ass here, just like I thought they would. You can't make those kind of mistakes against this good of a football team. And it's almost picked off. Trying to go for Jackson. Every ounce of momentum pointing Indy's way right now. 3rd and 6. Wagner's got protection, but he throws the ball too far out of reach. Well, this is pretty bold. We're standing out there from our 27. Wagner completes it. Blackshear was tackled inches short. And it's going to be 1st and 10 Colts. This, and Blackshear got hurt. This is just, everything's going wrong. I don't even know what more can you say. Every single thing has gone the Colts' way in this one. We tied the game to open the quarter, and ever since then, it's just gone completely downhill. Bibbs almost broke a tackle. If he breaks one more, I'm cutting somebody. I'm not kidding. They're inside our 30. Good protection. Richardson takes off. Another big chunk run. 105 yards on the ground on 5 runs. RPO! Brackets to the 1! And the Colts are knocking on the door. This is going to end the ball game right here. We're showing pressure. They got Reinhardt slot close. Richardson hands it. No, he doesn't hand it off. He keeps it. Touchdown. And we are now getting blown out. What a difference between this episode and last episode. Just on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Did not expect this after dominating San Francisco back in week 5. And for good measure, Bibbs converts the 2-point conversion. 21-point ball game with 5 to go. Let's get the hell out of here. Shane Steichen's Colts take this one. In dominant fashion, we got one more touchdown to end the game, but 34-20. Where the hell do we go from here after that game? I don't know what to think right now. I think we just gave ourselves absolutely zero chance to win this game. We gave the Colts every opportunity in the book to win this game, and they did not let those chances go to waste. Even despite our quarterback, once again, playing incredibly well. We only scored 20 points, and a lot of those, like 7 of those, 20, were in garbage time. I mean, we just wasted one of his best games of the season, and we allowed a great day for Richardson, both in the air and on the ground. I don't want to face this Colts team ever again because of that. McCoon ends up with only 4 second-half yards. And you know who did not show up at all in this game? Our number 1 receiver, David Jackson. 2 receptions for 7 yards. That's the second time he's completely disappeared in a game this year. How do you fix that? We didn't even allow a single sack in this game. We sacked him 5 times, and it made no difference. I don't know how you explain that to a team, but we just witnessed it. What a horrible last couple of weeks. Despite another big day from McCoon, he does not get enough to break out. That's always awesome. Love when a guy plays well until does not get enough to get the upgrade or the boost. That's always fun. I mean, this stretch of games is absolutely brutal. We are in week 8, the trade deadline, and we have to face the 6-1 Buccaneers this week, right after we just lost against the 5-1 Colts. Then we got to take on the Seahawks again, who are 5-2. Then after that, we got to replay the Niners in week 10. This schedule is not going to let up anytime soon. We have got to start getting back in the win column, and we're about to face the number 1 defense next episode. It just gets more difficult as the year goes on. And our defense right now is not playing well against the run or in terms of holding them to points. We've allowed that is the 8th most touchdowns in the NFL, man. Things are not looking too good right now in LA. Upgrade point for rookie running back Antonio Blackshear. Gonna go power back again. Are we gonna find his depth trait right now? +2 carrying. Blackshear, probably 2 weeks away from us figuring out what his depth trade actually is. I can't wait for that. And we got one for Daniel Mack here, number 4 corner right now on this depth chart. We're going to go man-to-man for him. We're going to end the episode right here, folks. We are at the trade deadline. Is there any move that we could make to get this team over the hump? We've lost 2 straight games, both in different ways, but in pretty embarrassing fashions in both games. And this defense, frankly, I mean, it's pretty much the same team from last year, and they're playing just a whole lot worse. I don't know what we could do. I mean, look how many great players we have in this lineup, and they're just not playing well. How can we fix that? I don't really know. It's either defense or it's offense. I don't think the offense is really the issue, but we also didn't play too well on offense in that last game, despite the quarterback absolutely dealing. So if you guys have thoughts on a move to make at the deadline, then please share down below, because right now I'm kind of at a loss. But here we are. We're 4-3, and we have fallen to 3rd in this division with 2 straight losses right after a blowout win. Did not expect these last 2 weeks to unfold the way they did, but you gotta roll with the punches here. Gonna end it right here, folks. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, leave your feedback down below, and I'll see you guys next time as we go into the second half of the season, trying to protect and defend this title.